It's time again for Northwestern Outdoors Radio, the show covering fishing, hunting, and all sorts of outdoor recreation and destinations right here in the region you live and play in. Northwestern Outdoors is brought to you every week by Max Lure Company, makers of the world-famous wedding ring spinner, by Loophole, America's Optics Authority, and by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Northwestern Outdoors is also sponsored by Wallowa County in Northeast Oregon, where you'll find both nature and fun. By Chad's Coast White Sports Fishing, offering you the affordable Canadian fishing trip of a lifetime. And by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. So grab your fishing rod or hunting gear, load up the boat or lace up your boots, and let's head outdoors with your host, John Cruz.
This week on Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we're bringing you audio we recorded at SHOT Show. Most of the folks we are talking to are from the great Northwest, though we are also catching up with a couple of friends from Utah as well. We'll start off talking to Ralph Nauman. He is the CEO of Heavy Shot, based out of Sweet Home, Oregon. If you are a waterfowl hunter, you know that Heavy Shot manufactures hard-hitting, non-toxic shot that outperforms standard steel shot loads by a country mile. After we talk to Ralph, we'll visit again with Shane Mizell. As you may recall, he is with Loophole and Stevens, a very well-known Oregon company that makes some of the best optics in the world. This week, Shane will tell you about the VX3i LRP scope made specifically for long-range precision shooters. Speaking of repeat guests, we'll be checking in with Bruce Warren again with Fishing for Fun Guide Service in Washington for an extended Max Minute. This week, Bruce has got a great meal idea pairing smoked salmon and pasta. Yum! After you fill your belly with pasta, we'll catch up with our old friend Steve McGrath. He used to be with Camp Chef out of Logan, Utah, and now he's in Salt Lake City, working with Signature Products Group, promoting products under the Browning label. I know, when you think of Browning, you think of shotguns, but open your mind because they are offering a whole lot more, and Steve will tell you about what's new for 2017. We mentioned Camp Chef, and they were at SHOT Show too with several items to include a new camp stove made with rafters who are on extended trips in mind. It's called the Mountaineer Camp Stove, and it would be a great addition to your next Snake or Missouri River rafting expedition. Finally, if you're looking for a way to store your long guns but want to have them accessible in a hurry for self-defense purposes, you'll want to hear about Shot Lock, a unique wall-mounted invention made in Mount Vernon, Washington. Take it all together, and we'll be sharing a whole bunch of innovative products with you during the next hour. And stick around for the end of the show because we've got some upcoming events to tell you about taking place at Sportsman's Warehouse stores near you, along with our trivia question of the week, where you get the chance to win the $25 gift card we give away every week from Sportsman's Warehouse. But first, it's time for another edition of Sportsman Spotlight. Everyone knows that a good rub can really enhance a meal, whether it's a wild game roast, salmon, or a steak. That's why Matt and Tom are talking to the owner of Bees Rubs, a new product invented and made by a school teacher in his spare time from his home in Moses Lake. Sportsman Spotlight comes to you every week courtesy of the Ag Information Network of the West and is sponsored by Chad's Coast White Sports Fishing, offering all-inclusive, fantastic saltwater fishing vacations from Port Hardy, BC. Find out more at coastwidesportsfishing.com.
This is Sportsman Spotlight with Matt and Tom.
Bees Rubs, seasoning to die for and made by an inspiring entrepreneur and history teacher. Here's Brian with his culinary inventions.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Bees Rubs started probably 15 years ago when I started experimenting with different seasonings around the house, and just encouraged by friends and family to being creative. A lot of friends would request my rubs when they would get deer and elk, especially salmon fishermen. So we just started to get creative, and it was really a family business. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, I started doing shows. It really started to take off. I got into some retailers, you know, Owens Meats and Templeman's and Griggs in Tri-Cities. Started to kind of expand in my local area. Really loving the sportsman shows, making a lot of great connections with, you know, hunters and fishermen. And so really it's kind of funny. My friends sort of named the company because I would have rubs, and, you know, you got any more of that Bees Rub? We'd kind of get a kick out of it, and so I'd make a batch and I'd text it out. Next thing you know, I'd sell 75 jars of it or so, and started in my home kitchen, and now I make everything in Moses Lake and fill every bag, and I got the parents working, and sometimes the daughter, and definitely the wife, and so we're just a small family-run business.
And you're a school teacher, is that correct?
Yeah. I'm a U.S. history teacher and a world history teacher in Othello. This is my other passion, is food.
So, Brian, if I wanted to order some rub from you guys online, how would I reach out to you?
It's super easy. It's just beesrubs.com.
You just heard Sports and Spotlight radio program.
A quality and affordable fishing adventure is waiting for you off Vancouver Island with Chad's Coast-Wide Sports Fishing. Located in Port Hardy, British Columbia, you can drive or fly to your all-inclusive guided fishing vacation. Whether you're after big salmon, hard-fighting halibut, or a cooler full of red snapper and lingcod, you can catch it all here. Better yet, your lodging, meals, and fish processing are all taken care of. Want one more reason to go? The price. With the Canadian dollar exchange rate where it is right now, your U.S. dollar goes further. Space is limited, so go to coastwidesportsfishing.com to book your trip. That's coastwidesportsfishing.com for an incredible BC fishing adventure.
John Cruz here with Northwestern Outdoors. We've got 2 sportsman shows to tell you about. We're going to be at both, and if you drop by our booth, you've got a chance to win a camp stove from Camp Chef and a $100 gift certificate from Max Lure Company. What shows are they? They're the Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show. That one's taking place February 24th through the 26th at the Town Toyota Center, and the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. This one's going to be at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds in Redmond, Oregon, March 2nd through the 5th. Both are going to be great events. Lots to see, lots to do. Don't miss them. The Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show and the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. We'll see you there. Welcome back to the SHOT Show edition of Northwestern Outdoors Radio. We always like to profile companies here that are from the Northwest, and one such company is Heavy Shot. They're headquartered in Sweet Home, Oregon, and with us here to tell you about the fantastic shot they have for bird hunting and more is their CEO, Ralph Nauman. Ralph, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Ralph, let's set the stage when it comes to Heavy Shot. Once upon a time, when you and I grew up, we were using lead shot to hunt ducks and geese, and we all found out lead was bad. It was killing birds that were not being shot, that were ingesting the pellets. So states have switched to steel shot. Unfortunately, when they went to steel shot, hunters immediately found that it wasn't nearly as effective. They're lighter weight, lots more cripples. It just wasn't a good thing. And that's where Heavy Shot came along. Tell our listeners a little bit about Heavy Shot and how it differs from steel shot.
Heavy Shot was the very first denser than lead, and is in fact the only denser than lead shot type out there. And we developed it in 2000 in response to the poor performance of steel. And so what it gives you is the difference between a ping pong ball and a golf ball, where steel shot is the ping pong ball and Heavy Shot is the golf ball. If I were to throw them at you, both shots have the same muzzle velocity off my arm, and they're the same shot size, but obviously the ping pong ball slows down in the air a lot faster than the golf ball. And that's how Heavy Shot works. That's what denser than lead means.
Well, I know I started giving up on steel shot when I was past shooting geese, and I'm not the best shot. But when you actually hear the steel shot bounce off the goose, you know you're in trouble. And it's not even winter yet. They're not even that thick yet. So Heavy Shot's found a big home with a lot of waterfowl hunters out there. And here's another question for you. When we changed from lead to steel, you know, if you shot a number 2 lead before, or number 4 lead before you went to a number 2 steel, same rule apply with Heavy Shot or not?
With Heavy Shot, you shoot 1 shot size smaller than lead and 3 shot sizes smaller than steel. So you get a lot more pellets with Heavy Shot as well as more penetration.
So if I'm going duck hunting, you're telling me I'm going to be shooting like 7.5s?
You can shoot 7.5s. I like to shoot 6s, but 7.5s work on ducks.
Wow. And so for geese, I'm shooting 2s?
I shoot 4s at geese.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it works great out to 65, 70 yards. If you can hit them. I can't always hit them out there, you know, but I can see them and take a shot at them. But
Right. I know my abilities. I tend to stick a little bit closer when I can. So you know, you're very well known for the goose shot and the duck shot, but you've expanded beyond that base. You've got other products out now, too.
We have many products out now, and the impetus behind that was the rise in tungsten prices. It started in about 2005. Tungsten, which is the source of our density in all of our products, became very expensive in 2005 and actually peaked in about 2013. So we started to think, how do we give our consumer a better performing shot shell that doesn't require as much tungsten? And that led to the heavy metal product, which is a layer of steel and a layer of Heavy Shot above the steel. It led to Speedball, and then we also have just a straight steel product now that uses propellants that give you a little higher speed than typical high-speed steel. We also make self-defense loads. We make coyote loads. We make turkey loads. And we've made the turkey loads for 15 years. And we make all sorts of things. Some with tungsten, some with straight steel, some with copper, or with many different metals now. So we have about 9 different shot families at this point.
When it comes to SHOT Show, everyone's always rolling out new products. What do you have this year?
The most exciting new product we have this year is a non-toxic, frangible, non-fouling, non-corroding, non-sparking bullet, 9mm bullet, that weighs 100 grains. So it weighs as much as the lightest of the standard lead bullets, and it's just slightly more expensive than lead.
Wow. And I'm assuming this is in response to a lot of states are really saying we don't want lead even on gun ranges at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, this product is aimed at the federal law enforcement training center markets. It's aimed at California ranges. It's aimed at some ranges in Nevada and Arizona. And the beauty of it is there are other non-toxic frangible bullets out there, but none of them are inexpensive like this one is. So this one is a viable competitor to just straight lead.
Now, I'm not asking you to give away any company secrets here, but how'd you pull this off? How can you make it cheaper than your competitors?
You know, I can't tell you in detail, but basically we use materials that are different from the materials used by all the other non-toxic frangible guys that are less expensive.
All right, we'll leave it at that, but good for you for doing it that way. One other question I've got to ask you, and that's your home of Sweet Home, Oregon. How did Heavy Shot end up in Sweet Home, and just how big of a enterprise is it?
Well, we have about 25,000 square feet in Sweet Home, and it's ironic that Sweet Home, which only has 8,000 people, has 2 internationally known brands, Heavy Shot and White's Electronics, if you can imagine. White's Electronics are the metal detector guys. So we went there because there was a foundry there that had the type of equipment we needed to get the company started. We never intended to stay in Sweet Home, Oregon, but after 17 years, we're still there.
Incredible story. If folks want to find out more about Heavy Shot, clearly they can just go to their local sporting goods retailer, because you're in all of them. I don't care whether you're talking little stores or big box stores, you're going to find Heavy Shot there. You're just that well known now. But what about a website where we can steer people to so they can find out more about the shot that you make and the products that you have?
www.heavyshot.com.
And Heavy Shot spelled H-E-V-I. Shot. That's H-E-V-I for Heavy Shot. Ralph, thanks for telling us your story on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
I appreciate the opportunity, John.
Next on Northwestern Outdoors Radio for this special SHOT Show edition, we're always checking out new products, and Leupold & Stevens out of Beaverton, Oregon has got a bunch for 2017. Now, if you're a shooter out there, especially if you're thinking of getting into long-range shooting, we've got something to tell you about. With us here to tell you more about it, Shane Meisel with Leupold Optics. Tell our listeners about the VX3i LRP.
Hey, John, thank you. Yeah, the VX3i LRP, it's actually the 3rd installment in our VX3i line. Last year we came out with the VX3i. Mid-year we came out with the illuminated models. This year we're coming out with the long-range precision version. And this is designed, like you said, for that guy that's wanting to stretch their legs a little bit more, whether it's just going to be for shooting, plinking, or competition, or maybe they just want to shoot a little longer when they're hunting. The VX LRP is designed to provide the features to the hunter or shooter that they're going to need to reach out that greater distance.
So, educate me here, and God knows I need a lot of education, Shane. When it comes to a scope for long-range shooting, what are some of the features that are found here that are not found on a normal hunting scope?
So, the main thing is going to be is the adjustments. The optical system is the same as our VX3i. It's built to maximize the light that's coming into your eye and give you the image that you need to make a clean shot. But when you're talking about distance, you need higher magnification. So we only do this in our 4.5 to 14, 6.5 to 20, 8.5 to 25 version, so that you have higher magnifications to get to those distance. And then we have more pronounced dials, I guess is the better way to say it. You need a lot of travel or adjustment in your dials if you're going to be shooting out a longer range, because you're dialing out to a solution. For a lot of guys, that's difficult, or it's new for them, so we've made these dials a little bit bigger, made the font bigger so it's easy to see, very easy to figure out what you're doing. We have drop-down skirts that come as you turn that dial and you get on different revolutions. There's a skirt that comes down and tells you what number MOA or mil that you're on, so it's very easy to calculate.
Last, but certainly not least, the price point on this. Most of those long-range scope you're paying a premium. I mean, I've seen $3,000, $4,000 scopes out there. This is definitely designed for somebody who's just getting into the sport, isn't it?
It is. You get a phenomenal value for this scope. It's going to start retailing at $850, and it'll max out at just under $1,000, which for the features that you're getting is spectacular. Like you said, our Mark 8, which is the #1 scope in the world, is a $4,800 rifle scope. We have a lot of the same technology that's just not hardened for the military in this VX3i LRP.
All right, so if you were looking at upping your game, reaching out further to go ahead and touch a target or touch that animal, the VX3i LRP is probably the scope for you. Where can folks find this?
They can find this at any retailer, Bass Pro, Cabela's, any online, Buy Mart, wherever you want to. It'll be out there and available.
And look for it at our sponsor, Sportsman's Warehouse, too. I'm sure they're going to be carrying it there as well. And if you can't find it, simply go to the website, Leupold.com. That's Leupold.com. These scopes are made in Beaverton, Oregon, Northwest made, U.S. made. Check them out. Shane, thanks as always.
Thank you, John.
Good hunters know before you take that shot, you've got to see the whole picture. Now, the best way to do that is with a spotting scope, binoculars, or a rifle scope, but it's got to be from Leupold. Now, Leupold is a Northwest company with a reputation that stretches across the world for making superior optics. Look for Leupold Optics at your local Cabela store, Dick's Sporting Goods, or online at Leupold.com. Leupold, America's optical authority.
Sportsman's Warehouse is America's premier outfitter and has the quality gear you need for hunting, fishing, camping, and more. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff will help you find the right product so you get the most out of your time in the field or on the water. In addition to stocking superior clothing and outdoor equipment, we offer in-store events and seminars so you can enjoy a successful adventure. With over 70 stores located in the United States, it's easy to find a Sportsman's Warehouse store near you. Find out more at sportsmanswarehouse.com.
You're back with more of the great outdoors on Northwestern Outdoors Radio with John Cruz.
It's time for another Max Minute.
Fish on!
Brought to you every week by Max Lure Company. With us again is Max Pro Guide Bruce Warren. Bruce, smoked salmon. You eat it, I eat it. Usually I'm eating it on Ritz crackers or just tearing it right off the skin. But, you have introduced me to something a little classier. Why don't you tell our listeners about a recipe you've come up with that takes smoked salmon eating to a whole new level?
Well, and I know that smoked salmon is one of the greatest foods that is out there. But hey, I'm like everything else. Once in a while, you get a little tired of it. You get 40 or 50 pounds of it in your freezer. What am I going to do with this? Well, me and my wife, we make smoked salmon fettuccine. Very easy to do. You use your normal fettuccine noodles. You use a very nice Alfredo sauce, either jar or make one up by yourself. And as that Alfredo sauce is on the stove warming up, you flake off bone-free smoked salmon and put it in there and let it warm up also.
Bone-free is the key here, isn't it?
Definitely. Watch out for the pin bones because that's usually the ones that are stuck in it. But again, reduce down. It'll create more flavor in there. You have the chunks of smoked salmon and it creates a really smoky, wonderful flavor. Something a little different.
Well, there you go. If you want to be a hero at your house instead of a zero, go ahead and cook up some smoked salmon fettuccine. Your loved one, your family, they're going to love it, and they're going to think you're the best cook in the world. And you can thank Bruce Warren with Fishing for Fun Guide Service. If you want to find out about fishing with Bruce so you can get some salmon to smoke, go to his website, fishingforfunguideservice.com. That's fishingforfunguideservice.com. Thanks as always, Bruce.
You bet, John. Have a great day.
Looking for that extra something that will get more salmon or trout into your boat? Then check out the Double D Dodger from Max Lure. The Double D does double duty and helps you catch more fish. The Double D's flash attracts lunkers, and the Dodger's patented stop-start action works wonders to get those fish biting. The Double D does even more by acting as a side planer to get your bait away from the boat where the fish are more likely to be and more apt to strike. The Double D Dodger. It's the Dodger you've got to have from Max Lure.
A quality and affordable fishing adventure is waiting for you off Vancouver Island with Chad's Coast-Wide Sports Fishing. Located in Port Hardy, British Columbia, you can drive or fly to your all-inclusive guided fishing vacation. Whether you're after big salmon, heart-fighting halibut, or a cooler full of red snapper and lingcod, you can catch it all here. Better yet, your lodging, meals, and fish processing are all taken care of. Want one more reason to go? The price. With the Canadian dollar exchange rate where it is right now, your U.S. dollar goes further. Space is limited, so go to coastwidesportsfishing.com to book your trip. That's coastwidesportsfishing.com for an incredible BC fishing adventure.
John Cruz here with Northwestern Outdoors. We've got two sportsman shows to tell you about. We're going to be at both, and if you drop by our booth, you've got a chance to win a camp stove from Camp Chef, and a $100 gift certificate from Max Lure Company. What shows are they? They're the Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show. That one's taking place February 24th through the 26th at the Town Toyota Center, and the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. This one's going to be at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds in Redmond, Oregon, March 2nd through the 5th. Both are going to be great events, lots to see, lots to do. Don't miss them. The Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show and the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. We'll see you there. Welcome back to Northwestern Outdoors. It's a SHOT Show edition, and we are talking to our old friend, Steve McGrath. You probably remember him from Camp Chef. We talked to him for years as he was a marketing director for that role, but he has moved south a little bit to Salt Lake City. He's now working for Signature Products Group. They're a licensee for a number of big outdoors names. One of them is Browning, and we're in his booth at SHOT Show. We're going to talk about some of the Browning products they've got, and they are really impressive. Steve, great to have you back on the show.
Thanks so much, John. I love being on the show, love the Northwest, and next time I move, I'm moving up that way.
That will be a good move indeed. We'll be happy to have you. Let's talk about some of these brand new Browning boots you have. They are fantastic. I mean, a whole bunch of them. We're not just talking one model. We've got some really good boots for the hardcore deer hunter and elk hunter here, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to kind of echo the quality that the Browning customers come to understand and appreciate. So we do. We have everything from a full-on hardcore boot. We've got rubber boots all the way down to even more of a casual trail shoe or trail runner. So we cover the whole line there.
Let's go ahead and start off with the deer hunter. You know, what's a boot that in particular is going to appeal to that sort of hunter that you offer here?
We've got our top of the line is our Buck Shadow boot is what it's called. And the idea there was we wanted to build a boot that was lightweight because of that old adage of every pound on your foot is 5 on your back. And I don't know about you, but I'm not in any kind of shape to be carrying any extra weight. So we've got a lightweight boot, but the beauty of this is, and it's a fine balance, there's a fine line there of a lightweight boot and enough structure and rigidity to carry a heavy load back out. We've found that balance, and we're very happy with where we're at on that Buck Shadow boot. So we'll have it in an uninsulated model, a 400 gram and an 800 gram model. So early, late, mid-season, we've got you covered with all those boots. A lot of great technology features in them. A lot of you in the Northwest have probably heard of OutDry, which is our waterproofing technology in there that we license from Columbia Sportswear, of all places up there in the Northwest. So great waterproofing feature set that we have in these boots. Lightweight, comfortable, that it's going to last a long time. I have no doubt it's going to be one of your favorite boots in your closet.
Let's move on to some boots that the waterfowler is going to want to use. I know you love duck hunting down by the Great Salt Lake. I'm guessing you have some of these rubber boots.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, rubber boots, even for me, shoveling the sidewalk in the morning when it snows, easy on and off. They're warm. They're very comfortable. I do use them duck hunting when traipsing out through the marsh, as long as it's not too deep. But we do offer a couple boots there in 800-gram insulation and 1,200-gram insulation. So maybe for those that are either in very cold climates or aren't as active when they're out hunting. It'll keep you warm, keep you dry, and a great part of our Browning collection.
And looking at the shelf here, the display shelf, I see what I can best describe as an old friend for the upland bird hunter.
It really is our featherweight boot. If there is an iconic boot in the upland world, it would be that Browning featherweight boot. They launched it a number of years ago with another licensee, and it really is kind of the poster boy. Everybody knows that boot, and when they walk in the booth, it is like an old friend going, you know, I used to hunt in a pair of those, and so we're relaunching those, of course. Great boot, full leather piece. It'll be waterproof as well. Great wear on it. I think that'll find a home in a lot of people's closet as well.
You're listening to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. It's the SHOT Show edition, and we're broadcasting from the Signature Products Group. We're talking to Steve McGrath. We just talked about boots. Now we're going to talk about the Heritage Collection of apparel. This is really interesting, what I'm seeing here in front of me, because it looks like clothing that you could wear in the office, you could wear traveling, or you could even wear out in the field.
You've done this before. You're good. You know exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And we've been around for a number of years and done a lot of business in the hoodie and T-shirt business. So if you see someone walking around with a Browning T-shirt or hoodie, we're the ones that's doing that one. But we want to step that up just a little bit. So with this heritage category, and it is a Browning branded product, we want to do something that was a little bit nicer fabric, nicer look, nicer feel to it. You can wear it, you're right, around the office at a trade show, but it also blend right into the field. If you hit the ground running when you travel somewhere and need to hit the river and fish or hunt, it looks good. No camo on this stuff at all solid colors or nice patterns on the shirts. But again, it has a technical aspect or piece to it where on the jackets we've got some wool blend on it, light waxed cotton feel to some of the jackets as well. So just all around great product. You'll look good wearing it. People will recognize you as an outdoors person and someone that has a passion for being out there, but it's not camouflage.
You know, I do like the fact, though, especially the jackets, they may not be camouflage, but they're earth tone, so you really can. If you're driving back home from the office and you're one of those guys that maybe has a shotgun under the seat in case there's an unexpected upland bird or duck hunting opportunity, you could hop right out and you're going to be okay from a color point of view going after those birds. You're not going to spook them. Same thing even with deer. Of course, you can wear blaze orange on top of that, but we'll say species where you don't need to have blaze orange for. This is going to work.
It definitely is going to work, and we're very excited about it. We launched it this past fall. Reception was huge. We're really excited about it this coming into the spring and again fall. So keep an eye out for it out in your retailers because I think you're going to see it and see a lot of people wearing it.
What is your favorite item of this heritage collection?
It's easy. It's simple. It's I think been everybody's favorite item in the show has been this lightweight down jacket. I call it a down sweater. It's not a great big puffy, pretty minimal. It's got a hood that zips off. It's a great looking piece. Again, it'll blend in just about anywhere. So that's my go-to.
Okay. Now, in addition to clothing, in addition to boots, you've got a lot of dog products and dog accessories. You don't normally associate Well, I guess you do. Browning does have that. They've been out there for a while, but something that caught my eye were the dog vests that you have. They seem like a lot higher quality than the dog vest I have for my Springer Spaniel.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've got a high-quality product there, and pet products have done well for us. With that Browning brand especially, Browning is so strong in the wing shooting world that it's hard not for us to be able to do stuff in there and do well with it. So it's been a good line for us. We do have the high-vis stuff, like you mentioned. It's got reflective piping on it, chest protector on the base of it to take care of our dogs. And then also kind of in that same vein, we've also got the neoprene vest for the waterfowl hunting dogs, the marsh dogs.
The cut seems a lot better than a lot of the neoprene vests that I've seen out there that just, yeah, they work, they fit, but a lot of times they're going to chafe. They just don't fit that good.
Yeah, and that was the idea there. We wanted a size to fit. So we know what size dogs are out there, and especially depending on the species. So in the upland, they're a little more trim to fit, right? Or a little, I guess, slimmer. They're not trim to fit. They're a little slimmer, more athletic dog. Or the waterfowl dogs are a little bit bigger, and working dogs is what those are. So we wanted something that you could buy in that size and not have to take scissors and try and trim it to make it work for your pet. So if the scissors end up in any of us hunters' hands, like it did my daughter and her hair, it won't end up well. So we'll make the vest fit for your dog, take that guesswork out of it for you, and make it right the first time.
And on top of just vests, you've got all sorts of collars and lots of dog training equipment too.
Oh yeah, a ton. We do, and we even do some casual stuff in there as well, as far as collars and leashes. And then we do get into the training dummies, the bumpers, all of those type of things. We've even got a shed toy, so those that train their dogs to a shed hunt, we've got something for you there too.
Well, you're going to find it all pretty much at Signature Products Group. Is there a website besides Browning.com that we should send people to find out more about this, or do we send them to Browning.com?
Both. You can go to Browning.com, and that will eventually link you to us, or for us, you can go to SPGOutdoors.com, and we'll have the full line of our product there.
And I would imagine your full line is also in the big stores like Sportsman's Warehouse, Cabela's, Bass Pro, and more.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're available all across the country, online, anywhere you're at. You'll probably see it on a bunch of people anyway, so just ask them where they got it and head over there.
There you go. That's Steve McCrath with Signature Products Group, and they're the licensee for Browning, which makes some great equipment. Steve, always a pleasure to talk to you on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you, John. Let's get out and go fish, man.
Sportsman's Warehouse is America's premier outfitter and has the quality gear you need for hunting, fishing, camping, and more. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff will help you find the right product so you get the most out of your time in the field or on the water. In addition to stocking superior clothing and outdoor equipment, we offer in-store events and seminars so you can enjoy a successful adventure. With over 70 stores located in the United States, it's easy to find a Sportsman's Warehouse store near you. Find out more at sportsmanswarehouse.com.
At Loophole Optics, they guarantee performance. Those other optics companies, they just warranty failure. That's why every Loophole product has a lifetime guarantee. Think of it as a warranty you'll never need to cash in on. Find out more at loophole.com.
Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, a nationwide group working to keep public lands in public hands so future generations can enjoy what we enjoy. Join the group that makes a difference. Check us out at backcountryhunters.org.
Back with Northwestern Outdoors Radio, and it being the SHOT Show edition, we are heading back to the floor of SHOT Show at the Sands Expo Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, to meet with some new and old friends. Next up on this SHOT Show edition of Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we continue to broadcast from the floor of SHOT Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. And as you know, we're always looking at the Northwest companies and the new products they're coming out with. One such company that's kind of allied with Truck Vault out of Cedro-Woolley, Washington, is ShotLock. Innovative products they have here. With us here to tell you more, Ryan Thornburg. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, John.
Ryan, I'm really fascinated by the shotgun I see here and the ShotLock. Well, I guess I wouldn't call it a safe. What would you call this device that protects your firearm and keeps people from taking it?
You know, we call them the solo vaults.
All right, and let's go ahead and describe this for our listeners here. Basically, you can see the entire gun except for the receiver, and that is encased inside, well, a lockbox. And how do you open it up?
It is a push-button combination. It can be either mechanical or electronic. It's 14-gauge steel with dual latching hooks. So what you do is you push your combination in, turn the knob to open the door, and you got your firearm in about 2 seconds. And it looks like this is meant to be wall-mounted, or even, I would imagine, you can mount this inside a vehicle. You can, and people do mount it in vehicles, but typically we recommend mounting it into a stud in your house. And I like the fact that even though, you know, what we have here is a pump shotgun, because of the design, pretty much any shotgun is going to be able to fit into this. Really, any shotgun, over and under, side-by-side, pump shotgun, and semi-automatic. It's when you start getting a bunch of attachments that you might run into some fitment issues, but for your standard stock shotguns, you're going to have most of the things on the market today. The other thing I like about this is very quick access. If you've got a gun safe, it might be downstairs or in the garage, not so quick access, but if you're somewhere where you need quick access to a shotgun, having a shot lock on the wall mounted close by sounds ideal. Well, that's exactly right. We consider ourselves kind of a complement to a full-size gun safe that you might have somewhere inconvenient in your house, maybe in your garage or some other room. But if you want your home defense firearm accessible very quickly, you can install it anywhere in your house. So, Ryan, in addition to having a shot lock for the shotgun, there's other self-defense weapons you might want to have handy. One of those is an AR-15, I understand. Well, in fact, I don't understand. I see you've got a shot lock for that as well. Correct. It's designed to hold AR platform rifles or pretty much any pistol grip platform long gun. And I like the fact, again, it's based on the receiver. So as long as you don't have like optics on top of it, pretty much any standard AR, the way this is formed with the pistol grip and the magazine well, is going to fit in there. Correct, but it will hold a little bit of optics, maybe a red dot sight, or it's got a cutout for that kind of stuff. It also has a cutout on the inside for a 30-round magazine to be installed, and it also has a little shelf to hold an additional magazine. Nice. I like that a lot. And last but not least, you've also got shot locks for pistols. Yes, and it holds up to about a 1911 full-framed handgun. They're all designed to be mounted. They have carrying handles if you want to take it on the go, and they have a couple cable hole cutouts so you can bring it into a vehicle and thread a cable through there, maybe wrap it around the base of your car seat, so that's another option for you. Where can folks find ShotLock products so they can keep their firearms safe and accessible at home or in their vehicles? We have a dealer network. You can check it out at www.shotlock.com, and you can find one near you today.
That's shotlock.com, another Northwest-based company located in Cedar Woolley, Washington. Ryan, thanks for telling us all about this at Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thanks for having me, John.
Next up on this SHOT Show edition of Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we've stopped by the Camp Chef booth. They're the ones that sponsor our show. They're the ones with the tagline, The Way to Cook Outdoors. They make fantastic, tough, durable, quality outdoors cookware. And with us here to tell us about a brand new stove, it's called the Mountaineer, and it's aluminum, is Brooks Hansen. Really cool looking stove here, Brooks.
You bet. This is a new stove for 2017. So far we've got real positive feedback. It's a box style stove, a little bit bigger than our suitcase style stoves like our Everest or our Rainier. It is in that same category. Like you said, it's the Mountaineer. It's aluminum, lightweight, runs off a bulk propane tank. This is to cater to those people that spend a lot of time on the water, say they like to go river rafting, or maybe just a lightweight car camping stove. But it's going to handle all the elements on the water. If you're, like I said, when you're river rafting, you're fishing, any type of things like that, it folds up like suitcase style. You can also buy added accessories to get legs, to get it up off the ground. One key feature that we really had to look at when developing and building this stove was the knobs and the igniter, because when you're in an area in a boat and you can't control waves or rapids and you don't know what's going to get moved where, and you don't want knobs to get broken, because when you show up to camp and you can't cook because you can't turn your stove on, that's an issue. So all the knobs are recessed and they've got a protective housing around them. So the heat control knobs and the igniter. It does have matchless ignition, 2 20,000 BTU burners, and we have some fry griddle accessories as well as cast iron products that will work really good with this stove. So when you're out there on the river, you're out there at camp, you want a lightweight stove, this new Mountaineer aluminum stove is a real deal.
Oh, I really like it. And folks, again, this is definitely bigger than your average two-burner camp stove, but it's lighter too because of the aluminum construction. Recessed knobs are a brilliant idea. People I could see using this would be river rafting outfits, or just, if you are into river rafting, multi-day expeditions, this would be perfect. If you're a fishing guide and you go ahead and do shore lunches for your client, this would be a fantastic thing to have. Or if you just love outdoors adventure, whether you're going by horseback, whether you're going on raft, whether you're going in a boat, this would be the camp stove for you. It is the Mountaineer. It's all aluminum. When can folks find it in stores?
This is going to start hitting in stores within the next month or so. So you're going to start seeing it in February, March. It is one that's just barely coming online. So you're starting to see it right now.
It's the Mountaineer from Camp Chef. Just one of the great things we're telling you about here on the Florida SHOT Show on Northwestern Outdoors Radio. Thanks, Brooks.
Thank you.
This is the time of year to get out and cook out. So make your next meal sizzle with Camp Chef, the brand known for quality outdoor cooking. From camp stoves to cast iron, from smokers to grills, Camp Chef will change the way you cook outdoors. To eat like a king on your next adventure, go to campchef.com or visit your local sporting goods store and get cooking. Whether you're serving breakfast in the backcountry or barbecue on the back patio, savor the simplicity with Camp Chef. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Wake up to winter in Wallowa County. Grab your camera and don your skis for some Nordic skiing adventure at Salt Creek Summit or Wallowa Lake. Or spend the day on the family-friendly slopes of Fergie Ridge. Or slip into a set of skates and enjoy some time on the ice at our outdoor ice rink. Need to warm up? Then grab a cup of coffee or hot chocolate at one of our fine coffee and confectionery shops. And when evening comes, enjoy some of Wallowa County's fine dining and gaze at the stars before you dream of tomorrow's adventures. Your winter adventure begins at www.wallawacountychamber.com.
Leupold has been building optics in Oregon since 1907, and Leupold binoculars bring excellent optical performance and modern styling to the serious outdoorsman. Whether you're a boater, boarder, backpacker, or hunter, Leupold's state-of-the-art binocular lines are sure to fit your needs. From the Poro Prism Yosemite series to the top-of-the-line McKinley Roof Prism, Leupold has a product that is perfect for the passions you pursue. Visit Leupold.com or your local Cabela's, Bi-Mart, or Sportsman's Warehouse to see the full line of Leupold optics.
A quality and affordable fishing adventure is waiting for you off Vancouver Island with Chad's Coast-Wide Sports Fishing. Located in Port Hardy, British Columbia, you can drive or fly to your all-inclusive guided fishing vacation. Whether you're after big salmon, hard-fighting halibut, or a cooler full of red snapper and lingcod, you can catch it all here. Better yet, your lodging, meals, and fish processing are all taken care of. Want one more reason to go? The price. With the Canadian dollar exchange rate where it is right now, your U.S. dollar goes further. Space is limited, so go to coastwidesportsfishing.com to book your trip. That's coastwidesportsfishing.com for an incredible BC fishing adventure.
Sportsman's Warehouse is America's premier outfitter and has the quality gear you need for hunting, fishing, camping, and more. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff will help you find the right product so you get the most out of your time in the field or on the water. In addition to stocking superior clothing and outdoor equipment, we offer in-store events and seminars so you can enjoy a successful adventure. With over 70 stores located in the United States, it's easy to find a Sportsman's Warehouse store near you. Find out more at sportsmanswarehouse.com.
One more time this week for Northwestern Outdoors Radio with John Cruz.
Welcome back. Let's run through some upcoming events taking place at Sportsman's Warehouse stores near you. We're going to start off with the Big Dog Coyote Contest. This one's actually been going on from February 1st and will continue through February 28th. It's all about hunting coyotes. You can find out more by calling the hunting department of the Pocatello Sportsman's Warehouse store. On Sunday, February 19th from 7 to 9 p.m., the place to be is at the Bend Sportsman's Warehouse store. There's a hunting film tour that's taking place there. There's going to be 10 to 12 short films produced by the best producers in the industries. The films vary from 5 to 15 minutes in length and feature bow hunting, rifle hunting, waterfowl, upland bird, western big game, Alaska, and international big game adventures. There's also going to be some prize drawings and giveaways. Tickets are $15. It's taking place actually not at the Sportsman's Warehouse store. It's at the Volcanic Theater in Bend. It should be a lot of fun. Again, February 19th, 7 to 9 p.m., the hunting film tour, and lots of swag's going to be given out. Meanwhile, at the Hillsboro store, Saturday, February 18th from 2 to 3 p.m., there's a Generator 101 seminar. That's right. Come on in. Join the generator experts to learn about the proper usage of your generator. If you are not really familiar with the generator you own, or if you're looking at buying one, this would be a great seminar because the staff there will help you find the one that suits your needs the best and also help you get the most out of the one you have. We've got some sportsman shows to tell you about, too. Exposure Shows is presenting a sportsman show at the Douglas County Fairgrounds in Roseburg this weekend. Lots of fun attractions there. We talked to Joe Pate on our sister show about what he has, and I promise you, if you go, you're going to be impressed. Another show taking place this weekend is the Central Washington Sportsman Show. That's at the Yakima Sundome. That's always a fun event, and the kids' fishing pond is always very popular. Next weekend, it's the Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show. That's February 24th through the 26th at the Town Toyota Center. We will be there in our Northwestern Outdoors radio booth, and I hope you'll stop by for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate from Max Lure Company and a Striker backcountry camp stove from Camp Chef. That same weekend in Helena, the Great Rockies Show is making a stop. That's February 24th to 26th as well. This show kind of makes its way through the major cities of Montana, absent of Great Falls. So if you live in Great Falls, you'll probably want to make the drive down to Helena. And for our Anaconda listeners, it's not too far to get there either. And finally, another show we are going to be at soon is the Central Oregon Sportsman Show. This one takes place at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds in Redmond, draws a lot of people everywhere from Prineville to Redmond to Bend and even from Klamath Falls who come to this show. It's taking place March 2nd through the 5th, and again, I hope you'll stop by our booth. And now, it's time for your trivia question of the week. Young steelhead and salmon, well, they start off as egg, then they become fry, and then as juveniles migrating to the ocean, they're referred to as something else. Do you know what they're referred to? Again, we're talking about what these young salmon and steelhead are called who are swimming their way past predators of the finned and winged variety to make their way out to sea. If you know the answer, contact us and let us know through our website at northwesternoutdoors.com. Just go to the Contact Us page, or if you prefer, go to our Facebook page at Northwestern Outdoors Radio. Like our page, go to the post, give us your answer there. One person who guesses right is going to win the $25 gift card we give away every week from Sportsman's Warehouse. While you're on the web, Check out our sister show site at AmericaOutdoorsRadio.com. Keep adding stations. We're up to 35 stations now in 9 states, primarily along the West Coast. Look for a station near you. If you don't have one, call your local radio station. Let them know you want to hear America Outdoors Radio. If enough of you do that, we'll probably get on the air where you live too. And another place you can hear both that show and this show is on the internet at WRVO Radio. The website, RenoViolaOutdoors.com. It is a internet station dedicated to outdoors programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The site again, RenoViolaOutdoors.com. That's all for this week. It is show season. There's a lot to see and do, and winter is going to come to an end sooner or later, and we're going to be able to enjoy some springtime activities. Fishing, in particular, comes to mind for trout and walleye and bass and more. Until next time, take care, God bless, and make it a point to spend some time outdoors.